The latest cloud computing statistics, updated October 2023, Global Cloud Computing Statistics Europe IT and Business Services in the EMEA region, Europe, the Middle East and Africa, generated an estimated $350 billion in 2022. In 2023, revenues are expected to reach around $360 billion. The cloud computing market in Europe was worth $63 billion in 2021. Over half of European organizations, 58%, in a survey said their cloud usage is heavy, compared to the 63% global average. 65% said their cloud usage was higher than planned, which in part may be due to the pandemic accelerating cloud adoption. Assessing technical feasibility is the biggest challenge in cloud migration for European organizations, with 51% seeing this as a barrier to adoption. Other challenges include understanding application dependencies, 49%, and assessing on-premises versus cloud costs, 44%. The top cloud priority for European organizations is migrating more workloads to the cloud, with 69% looking to initiate these moves. Closely following that is optimizing existing cloud use, 68%, and progressing on a cloud-first strategy, 47%. North America in 2019. The cloud computing market in the U.S. had revenues of $92.4 billion. Of this, 61.3% was generated through the SaaS segment, amounting to $56.6 billion. 37% of organizations in the U.S. have failed an audit or experienced a cloud data breach in the last year. In healthcare, the cloud market share is expected to increase by $25.54 billion between 2020 to 2025. The U.S. is driving this increase, with cloud computing in healthcare expected to grow by 40%. South America. The compounded annual growth rate of cloud computing services in South America was 22.4% between 2019 and 2023. PAS experienced greater growth of 30.1% during the same period. Argentina's IT market was valued at $10.18 billion in 2021 and is forecast to grow with a CAGR of 8.1% to reach $15.03 billion by 2026. In this period, SaaS is expected to be the largest service segment of the IT market. Latin American cloud storage services were valued at around $2.3 billion in 2021. This is expected to reach $145 billion by 2026. The growth driven by greater data demands by businesses and the growing benefits of cloud computing over traditional storage methods. Africa in 2021. 70% of Nigerian government agencies hosted data abroad, in countries like the UK, USA and Ukraine. There are an estimated 643 technology hubs on the continent, with the greatest number in Nigeria, 90, followed by South Africa, 78, and Egypt, 56. The cloud, virtualization and the evolution towards serverless computing are estimated to generate around $2 billion in top-line revenue for African markets by 2024. While the African continent is behind the East and West in technological power, investments in recent years are closing the gap. As of 2018, less than 1% of global public cloud spend was generated in Africa. However, the opportunity for growth is there. Enterprise and wholesale markets on the continent are worth more than $10 billion. With over 400 companies generating more than $50 million in annual sales. In 2019, Microsoft launched an African Development Center, costing around $100 million, with offices in Kenya and Nigeria. This follows Azure launching its first data centers on the continent in March 2019, in Cape Town and Johannesburg. Azure customers include Nedbank, one of South Africa's largest banks, and the eThekwini water utility. Oz launched its first data center in Africa at the start of 2020, in Cape Town. Huawei has also launched public cloud services in Africa.